All right, happy Tuesday. Welcome back, everyone. How we doing? It's the late night roast with your very favorite YouTube personality, Shagsworth. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope the show finds everyone well on whatever day you may be watching, live or recorded. Either way, hope you're doing well. Just a reminder: if you are enjoying the content that I provide to you online, please think about subscribing to my channel over on YouTube. Think about hitting the like button on everything that you enjoy, sharing it with your friends. It's the best way that you can support the channel and getting us snuck into that algorithm, push us to more and more people out there. The goal is to reach as many minds as we can, deliver whatever news we can throughout the week. There's a lot going on in the world, to be sure. A lot going on in the world, to be sure. Yo, what's up, Ruin Leon, Trey 50 Daniel, how's it going? Great to see you guys. It is the late night roast, and for once, we actually get to do it on a Tuesday night. Like, what? How is it that it seems like the past couple of weeks I've been doing this show. I've been doing this show like on Wednesday afternoons. What's up, Mer? So tonight we're doing the show on both Twitch and on YouTube. So wherever you guys are, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the show. I'm going to try and do this more often because, why wouldn't you diversify and get on multiple platforms at the same time? It just makes sense. You should be doing that if you're a content creator. Multi-stream. Get out there. Get your name out there. Multiple audience. Grab them all. Great to see you guys. There's plenty of stupid-ass news out there. Plenty of dumbass people who masquerade as intellectuals, pseudo-intellectuals. They need to be called out for their stupidity. Just there's a big drag on everyone's mental fucking bandwidth. So this is what we're here to do. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do the whole thing. For those over on Twitch, actually, I have a nice little command. We have a merch command. If you feel like supporting the show, if you feel like supporting me a little bit, grab yourself some new gear with my face, my little logo on there. Get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself a coffee mug. Hello, coffee mugs. I'm gonna get my own soon. But yeah, the merch is there if you guys want to support the channel. Ko-Fi is there if you want to support the channel. Be a member, join us, be a part of the members club, be a part of the members only stream coming up on this Friday, where I get to talk with all of you. Thank you guys for joining. Those just joining the chat, Killbot, how you doing? Space Zombie, good to see you, man. Heron of Alexandria, great to see you. And Rock Reina, of course, my wonderful producer and editor. The man's a mystery, but he is fucking awesome. Get yourself someone like the Rock Reina. He's the man. Oh, excuse me. It's a lot of chit chat from me. But yeah, like I said, we're live on both Twitch and on YouTube today. I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I think it makes sense to be on both at the same time. I'm not too worried about the quote unquote reproductions that may come. I don't know that Twitch has the ability to really search me out and put me down. If they do, oh well, a big thing. What's on the agenda for tonight? I'm so glad you asked. A little preview in the title for those who maybe keep an eye on other platforms. We have consenting minors, assault weapon bans, and submissive women. All of that's coming up here, and a little more, and a little bit more. We'll see what we got. But starting up, so I thought this was an interesting article. Let me bring this up for you guys, because I don't necessarily disagree with the sentiment, but I think how it's being delivered is not great. I don't believe this is the best way to deliver this. So from the Daily Mail, the women who are submissive and proud, wives and girlfriends who like to serve, brag about quitting jobs to do cleaning, raises babies, and scratches back to sleep, and hit back at critics who say they're oppressed. I don't disagree with the sentiment, but I think the marketing of this is a bit dumb. So the idea is they're not subscribing to like the fourth wave feminism that's out there. again, I'm not in disagreeing with him. I think one of the most empowering things that you can do is be a housemaker, be a homemaker, be a caregiver. But I think there's a healthy balance. And again, I think I think this is a bit weird. So there's videos on TikTok under the hashtag submissive women, submissive wives, and trade wives, or traditional wives, include men and women discussing the lifestyle, what it means to them, and why they enjoy it. A traditional wife. Which again, I don't necessarily disagree with this. Like, I think I've talked about this many times. I think it's important that women find the role of being a mother and a homemaker very, very empowering. And like fourth wave feminism has done a number on that and saying that no, it's not. We need to assume the role of a man and overtake them. Which, there's a way to do that and still be, I don't know, like people can trade places as part of like a free market of ideas and free market economies, is that some people can go above one another, do better than the, I don't understand. Like, like I said, I like the sentiment. I like what they're going for. I just think it's wrapped in a really bad present that a lot of people aren't going to really truly understand. And I think you need to be clear on these things, and I don't think you necessarily have to be submissive. So I thought that was a little interesting, a little weird, but it's out there. Like, these are things, guys. Like, this is good stuff, because in a way, we need to be aware that people are sort of waking up to the idea that the stuff that's been put in their heads for so long is bullshit, right? That's something that needs to be brought to the forefront. So the empowerment that's been pushed for so many years from the feminist side has been way more toxic than the stuff they claim. I blame feminism for why so many women are on antidepressants. Honestly, yeah. So it's good that we're starting to see this. I think it'll take a couple more iterations for them to truly get it right, but I think we're on the right path. I think women standing up and showing, and that what they're doing is hard and empowering and great with what they have, and what there's, what most people would have to do if we were in a completely different situation. If we didn't live in the most privileged country in the world, this is the role that they would assume. Occasionally there's people who break outside that box, right? Every walk of life, every area has their outliers. It happens. God damn, people are stupid. Reject modernity and return to tradition. It doesn't even necessarily, like, you just have to, like, you need to learn how to blend the two. Like, we're not going backwards. I mean, there's no like EMP that's going to be detonated and destroy every piece of technology we've ever had, and we have to resort to the Stone Age. That's not going to happen. But there's certainly big lessons to take from traditional ways of life and interweave them into modernity. It's not one or the other. It's definitely not one or the other. But we're told, I think people are, it's one thing that we just have, because here's the thing. We don't have a replacement. We don't have a complete replacement yet. The only thing that we can do is integrate one into the other. Because what one side is doing, what the opposition does, is they destroy everything that they come across that they don't like. They don't have a plan to replace that thing. They just say, just tear it down. We'll figure it out, which may work at times, but not when you're talking like on a national scale, or even state level. like the type of destruction they claim is necessary. They have nothing to replace it with, nothing that works, right? And it's rampant everywhere. This stuff is just everywhere. It certainly accomplishes their goals, but like there's no longevity to their solutions. None that benefit the majority of people. Like when we talk about stuff, when I sit here and I talk day after day about how we fix society, how we, that blending of tradition and modernity, like how do we get to a point where we can all help one another, help our families? Like this is all stuff that can be done now, right this second, and you can see benefits over time as your kids get older. And I mean, even at work, you could even change how your work goes. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. I agree with you guys. I'll tell you what we don't need. I tell you what we do need, though, too. We need some accountability. We need some accountability. And here's why we need some accountability. We drop one of those in there. And then this should surprise no one at this point. But this just came out. I just saw this from Heroic Hollywood. The Flash star Ezra Miller had a very positive meeting at Warner Brothers Discovery. Is the Flash back on track? Let's be honest here. They wanted to cancel Chris Pratt over a few comments about his faith. They wanted to turn this man. They wanted him fired from his job on. They wanted to fire him from Guardians of the Galaxy. They demonized this man for months, and then you have a guy like Ezra Miller who has a laundry list of mental health issues, but also, legal concerns. And there's been a very positive meeting. There's been a very positive meeting. Recently, Ezra Miller publicly apologized for their actions, saying saying they were now receiving treatment for complex mental health issues. The latest update suggests Miller had started mending some bridges at Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, that's good. That's great. That's great. But guess what, man? You got a lot to answer for. And you don't just get to say you're sorry and get everything back. But no, every single person saw this coming. Every single person saw this coming. And Chris Pratt can do no right. It doesn't matter what he does. He puts out a great TV show, The Terminal List. And what does everyone say about it? Oh, it's a big far right show. Only the far right is enjoying that shit. You understand what's going on here. This is a normal person committing normal behavior. We have to forgive them. Someone like Chris Pratt, nope, you got to demonize them because they're stuck in their old ways. They want to go to church. They want to feel good. They want to do good for their family. Fuck these people. Chris Pratt is husbando material. That's what I hear. Trey 50, yeah, this is his new catchphrase. It's not hypocrisy, it's hierarchy, Shags. It's true. I'll agree. Space Owners. So they wanted Chris Pratt fired because Ellie Page claimed he was a member of a church that was super anti-gay. The leader of that church even announced that Chris wasn't a member. Right? There's a lot of misinformation surrounding these people, and they don't care though, because all it takes is for one person to say something, one person with any ounce of credibility, and then we use that to say, okay, well, this is how it is. That's the only way. when you say they, it is grouping everyone together. Easy to demonize a whole group of people. It's certainly not my intention to demonize an entire group. There's a large part of certain groups that think a certain way. And even if it's even if it's just a fringe group, that sect seems to want to. If you could be more specific, maybe answering you. Oh, did you, Trey? Nice. Monkeys are cute, by the way. Anyways. Where am I seeing? I'm all la la la. Space Zombie says, one guy does nothing wrong, is constantly shat on. Another guy that goes on by they, them pronouns does terrible thing, including assault, burglary, running a cult that abused underage children, gets no accountability, gets to now. To be fair, we don't know exactly what's going to happen with him. He might be mending fences. We don't know what that means. But my point is they don't give him the same. They don't give like someone like Chris Pratt the same courtesy they are Ezra Miller, and that's the issue. That's what I'm saying is like there's a serious issue here that needs to be addressed. You need to keep similar standards for these Hollywood freaks. Is what people did to blacks, Jews, Native Americans. They'd them. Ran them over with a bulldozer. Yeah. Now again, none of this surprises me. None of this surprises me that this is how it's going with Ezra Miller. I hope that people with mental health issues get the help that they need, because it's important to mend your brain. We go through a lot of traumatic things throughout our life, and there's stuff that we leave really buried deep inside. That stuff that we never face, and that stuff manifests it in places we don't mean it to. So it is really important, I think, even for healthy minds, to go and speak to someone every now and then. Don't put that shit on your friends. It's not their job. But I think everyone would benefit from going to speak with a therapist sometimes, and to get them to talk and dig up some of that stuff, because I think everyone has a bit of trauma that they need to handle in their life. But the behavior that Ezra Miller has experienced, like he should get the help he needs, but he also needs to pay for the crimes that he's committed. Big time. Like, if I went and did all that stuff, I would be gone from my job. They would not be holding me around. Now, granted, I don't make them millions of dollars from how pretty I am and how well I act, but consequences for your action, man. Bottom line. Again, thank you everyone for joining me today. If you're on Twitch, thank you so much for joining over on the Twitch side. If you're over on YouTube, think about hitting the like button down below and sharing the stream with your friends on Twitter. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. I got both chats up here, so I can see them. It doesn't matter where you are. If you chat, I can see them. I can obviously put them up on the screen. So But here's some more hypocrisy for you, right? Strap in. We're gonna go, before we get to that, let's have a laugh. Let's have a quick laugh at this freaking bundle of joy. I can see Pixel says sometimes there is used to creating a dichotomy, us versus them, creates a clear common enemy. The rebelizing properly using it to identify those who are clearly share ideals and behaviors. Right. That's the thing is I don't mean to like everyone, but there's a large contingency of people who would have Ezra Miller's back and don't see what is wrong with what he did. And that's a huge problem for me. So they need to unfuck themselves really quickly. I mean, so we have this wonderful vice president of ours that just can't help herself but to make a fool of herself every time she gets on camera. So she had this to say, and I just thought it was funny, and I just wanted to share it because I think everyone should have a good laugh today. Make sure our volume's good.
I'm so proud of what is happening in terms of our space program and the leadership that the United States is providing to the world. The Artemis program is the beginning of the next era of what we have a history and a tradition of doing, of providing vision and inspiring innovation in a way that is going to benefit all mankind and womankind.
This is so unnecessary. Do you understand how unnecessary it is to say something like that? To benefit all mankind, period. There's no reason to put in womankind. We know what you mean. No one feels left out by saying all mankind. And if you do, you deserve to be laughed at. I'm sorry. You deserve to be laughed at. And this is the kind of bullshit that people eat up and they're like, she's so progressive. Oh, thanks for that, Kamala. God, womankind. Get the fuck out of here with that. And that's not even me saying, like, there's no animosity towards women. Anyone who knows me, I salute women at every turn. You guys are fucking amazing in what you do, what your bodies can do. Mine can't. I don't want any part of that. Bravo. But that, come on. Jesus. Insufferable, stupid behavior by these politicians. Unbelievable. That was it. That was all I wanted to share on that. That's all I wanted to share on that. Like, it's so bad. Make sure that goes in Discord, Space Zombie. Make sure that goes in Discord, please. Whatever that is, I can't check it right now. Dude, like, that's the kind of language that I think, and like I don't think anyone who takes takes the world seriously hears her say that and goes, oh yeah, girl, woman, thank you for putting that in, womankind. And this is the kind of stuff that Kamala does all the time, that like, I think even her supporters are just like, please shut up, woman. Like, please don't do this to yourself. What are you going to do? Just got to keep laughing. Like, yep, that's our commander-in-chief person. Oh, man. I just can't, y'all. Make sure I keep a close eye here. So I promised you a little bit additional like hypocrisy stuff. So there's two tweets / videos I want to show you that really illustrate like where we are versus where we were. This big thing that we were told there was this big issue of, the police, they need to be defunded. They shouldn't have all the money that they have. And then as time progressed and as crime started to creep up and a lot of issues started coming out, we started seeing a lot of the same people say that we need to fund the police again. One being our wonderful commander-in-chief, Joseph Biden. So let's take a look at what he had to say. Because again, this is the man who, this is your commander-in-chief. This is the guy right now. Everyone voted, 81 million people. 81 million. Let's bring this up. See what President Biden lays out. Safer America plan.
No, I call it the Safer America's plan. And both your members of Congress voted for it. It's based on a simple notion. When it comes to public safety in this nation, the answer is not defund the police. It's fund the police. fund.
Oh, see, now everyone wants it. Now, hey, yay. It wasn't so long ago that we were saying defund the police. And there were cities that did this. Cities defunded their police, millions of dollars taken out of their budget. And what happened? Crime went through the roof. But now Joey here says we should not defund it, but fund it. And every single back the blue motherfucker that came out of the woodwork, you know, from Trump and on out, is like, yeah, we've been telling you this the whole time, bro.
On the police and give them, we expect them to do everything. We expect them to protect us, to be psychologists and to be sociologists. I mean, we expect you to do everything. I'm not.
Holy moly. Are you hearing this? He expects them to do everything. He'd be psychologist, sociologist, everything. Because we got to run back that narrative, right? We got to run back that whole thing that we need to send psychologists and sociologists out to these places to de-escalate these situations. And what is he doing? Joe, we're over here. Oh, he's looking at these people. That's right. These pre-picked people.
Not joking. Everything. Do you realize more police officers are killed dealing with domestic violence than anything else?
We realize that. The people who were saying don't defund the police for years were the ones saying don't do that because it's really dangerous sending out psychologists and sociologists to these places. Joe, hello, McFly.
You realize that? The point is, we ask so much of you.
See how he yells at people? He just like starts yelling at people. Arr! Arr! Like, surprised he doesn't throw shit at people.
So much of you. I've not met a cop who likes a bad cop. There's bad in everything.
What? Do you, like, we're 1 minute where there's still 20 seconds left in this video. I can't believe that he's saying all this stuff. But notice how quiet the crowd's being, because they know that people who are back in the blue and back in the police have been saying this for years.
There's lousy senators, there's lousy presidents, there's lousy doctors, there's lousy lawyers. No, I'm serious. But I don't know any police officer that feels good about the fact that there may be a lousy cop. I'm tired of not giving the kind of help they need.
I cannot believe that I just watched that shit, man. What, dude? Hey, good point here, Charlie. Appreciate this one. People are fucking stupid. I don't like the job you are doing with your current budget, so I'm cutting your budget. So better with less. When you use the wrong formula, but you get the right answers. Aaron says they won't be enforcing laws on the people on their side. Look at the Portland Antifa shooting the other day. Police don't make a single arrest. Yeah, man, this is weird. Like you have to see the problem that's happening. What, like, so someone like me, I don't consider myself a conservative. I just consider myself a classic liberal. I'm way more libertarian leaning, but like I still have some very liberal ideals. And the thing is like, this is why people like myself took the quote unquote red pill, because we're sick of that. of this like running back the narrative. And I know both sides do, but right now this is really apparent to me that no one was really listening to what the like back the bluers were saying. We weren't saying anything about protecting bad cops. We don't want to protect bad cops. We want bad cops to be exposed and gotten rid of. Tear that shit out by the roots. Stop acting like we're some crazy gun-toting like assholes. Like this is the kind of shit that needs to be exposed for like how bad it really is. Fuck, man. RC Sock, good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming in. Trey says, recognize, oh, wait, what the hell? Recognize the decline and you have to plan around it. We're not going to fix this, so we must be ready to rebuild. But Shags, I'm totally a gun-toting asshole in Destiny. This is true. Same. Oh, man. Guys, I think I might have to cut my hair soon. Just, I'll be honest. As a quick aside to what we're talking about, I think I might need to cut my hair soon. I just think, I don't know. You know when just reality sets in and you just have to like cut it. I'm feeling it. It might be all in my head. I brush my hair every day. A lot of hair comes out, but I notice things and I'm like, that doesn't look right. I don't know. Social workers are going to be the worst, are going to be worse than the police. It's already starting with a case recently. Listen, I think that there should be, like, I think there's a way to blend the two. I think there's a way, like, police officers a lot of times are college graduates. Like there's some very, very smart people that get into the police. It's not all a bunch of meatheads that want to carry guns around. Like my mom had a bachelor's degree in law enforcement. So she went to school. She understood all that stuff. You take classes. Like there's nothing, they're not all dumbasses. They don't all just toe the line. But you know, and this is where ANCAP and I disagree, but I still love him because he's a good guy. You know, he has his opinions. I have my opinions. It's fine. But I think there's a way to like educate these, like, you know, you have certain people who go in to de-escalate, but who are still on the force, who are trained in firearms and in gun safety and all that, who are able to defend themselves if something escalates out of control, but they're still able to stay within themselves to not use excessive force right away. Because and the thing is too is that like police are not taught to discharge their weapons at any at like a moment's notice, like only if they feel that their life is threatened. In most videos that you see, they've already gotten to that point. You know, whether someone's reaching for a weapon or they're running for something, or they're coming after the police. Like that's when things happen. That's when you start seeing stuff. Yeah, they might. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that discussion. That could be for another day, sir. Some do, man. There's plenty out there. Some do. Max Drover on Twitch says, best way to help with all that is to continue training everyone daily. The more training, the better. They'll be when they need to de-escalate. I agree, man. I honestly, it doesn't matter what you do. The training should not stop, especially with something like law enforcement. Your training should not stop. So keep all that in mind, right? So keep what you just saw in mind as I bring up the next clip of Biden's constituents and what they were saying for a while. So this clip is 7 minutes. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to play some of it because it's pretty... If you haven't seen this, it's really important that you do. So let's take a look. Those who haven't seen it, this will be the first time seeing it. Won't do that. Okay. This is a video. I'll quickly show you. Here's something Joe Biden doesn't want you to see. 7 minutes of Democrats saying defund the police. So again, this was a big thing that they were pushing for many, many years. So let's have a look-see.
been talking about defunding the police.
There's some issues that we ask police to do, like mental health issues or policing in schools and all the rest, that perhaps we can shuffle some of that money around.
Suck it up. Defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police.
Mayor Eric Garcetti saying, take some of the money from policing, about $150 million.
I applaud Eric Garcetti for doing what he's done.
Not only do we need to disinvest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
Completely dismantle.
So yes, defund your butts. Defund you.
Yes, I support the reallocation of resources from NYPD.
We will be moving funding from the NYPD to youth initiatives and social services.
They are talking about reducing the allocation of resources to that department. And I think every single city
matters in other
Robert Francis O'Rourke
protesters have put this front and center to defund.
Defunding police means defunding police. If these reports are accurate, then these proposed cuts to the NYPD budget are a disingenuous illusion. This is not a victory. The freshman Democrat adding the fight to defund policing will continue.
We are going to reimagine policing in New York City.
I think the idea of having a police-free future is very aspirational.
But every single one of these people is protected by armed guards. Remember that.
And I am willing to stand with community members who are asking us to think of that as the goal.
Should be defunding or dismantling their police departments, such as in Minneapolis and New York.
My answer is yes.
And reinvesting.
It means that we need to look at ways in which we can reduce the amount of resources that we're providing.
So the mayor of San Francisco is saying this. This is a mayor who parts of their city is overrun by a homeless population that's shitting in the street and doing drugs in open view. But we should get rid of police as soon as possible.
To the department, redirect those funds
to make sure that that defund is first understood and that we bring that home to our communities.
So Minneapolis unanimously just voted on a resolution that will engage the community on a one-year process of what happens as we go through the process of dismantling the department and starting anew.
And what we can.
Yeah, so you get the idea. You get the idea that a lot of this stuff was done haphazardly. A lot of the places that had defunded the police have already refunded them because they were noticing big spikes in crime, as one would imagine, by having a lack of policing. Excuse me. They have a freaking poop app to let you know where poop is on the streets. San Fran is peak modern liberalism. Yeah, well, I don't know. I didn't know there was an app for that, but it doesn't surprise me. Is it like a Waze app for poop? Call it Poopies with a Z. Dude, that's $1 million idea that someone is going to make a lot of money off of. Trey, we got to start working on that right now. Poopies. And we're gonna have to put it out there quick. And Charlie, I know you do coding, so we gotta get doing that right now. It's just a GPS app, just like Waze. Maybe we can get a hold of their source code, and we can roll with it. Come on, guys, up all nighter tonight. I want it on the App Store by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Poopsies, yes, or something like that. We got to do it. It's got to be a Z, like, you know, all these modern apps, or like maybe take out a vowel and replace it with something else. I don't know how they're doing it these days. Oh man, let me get the Mountain Dew red. Wait, no, you mean the code red? Mountain Dew red line. I'm glad Charlie's up for it. I'll never forget seeing the mayor of Minneapolis kneeling before the golden casket and pretending to cry. It was when I realized this was a religion to them. Yeah. I just gave you a Z. Wait, what? Turd Zap. Yes. Yeah. There we go. That's a good one. Or pop poops. Yes. Trademark. Yes. Let's go. Oh man. Hey, here's something else to be aware of. I don't know if this is necessarily in the political realm, but certainly in societal realm, things that I think go under the radar. Because, you know, I don't know how many people are paying attention to the World Economic Forum stuff, but this affects us all if this is what they're like pushing, and I think you have to be very careful. I think you have to be very careful in the future. What our diets will look like in 2030. You can let me know if you want, if you're a fan of any of this. Synthetic nutrients. Most fresh fruit and vegetables will be replaced by supplements made by World Economic Forum partnered corporations. Nope, I'm good. Seed oils. Oils like canola are more sustainable, plus reduce levels of toxic testosterone. What, dude? Intermittent fasting. I can get behind this one, maybe. We will eat 40% less food in 2030 to meet net zero. This is good for our waistlines and good for the planet. You can eat nothing and be happy. This has got to be parody. This can't be real. Alternative proteins. A third of our protein will come from soy-based proteins, lab-grown meat, and upcycled. It is fake. This is fake. Did I really fall for that? This is fake. This is not real. Micro livestock. 2/3 of our protein will come from micro livestock like cockroaches, flies, and worms. This isn't real. This right here proves it's not. Upcycled citizens. Oh my God. That's too funny. Protein is protein. A quarter of your diet will become ranch. God damn it. Is this one I want? No. This one, this one, this one, this one. This one. I do remember a celebrity trying to promote eating bugs. Yeah, it was Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman? Is that who it was? Now, so there is a level of truth to this, in that, like, they're already producing like bug farms, like cicada farms. So, and there is a level of them replacing diets with bugs, and there are celebrities pushing this diet as something that you should do. Not the ranch. Got him. I know. I got there for sure. But there is a level of truth to that. There are cicada. There is like the first like fully fledged cicada farm that I believe is up and running right now. So it's something to be aware of. I mean, the intermittent fasting thing seemed like a reach at first. I was like, well, we already do that. But yeah, the upcycled citizens is like, it's a very small line if you're not watching. It's like, oh wait, there it is. It's pretty bad. Right. And this is, so I can see Pixel says, see, the funny part is, even if it is parody, it's so freaking close to their ideals that it's difficult to tell. And that's part of the problem. Because you can't, it's very hard to tell the difference between parody or satire and reality. That's a big part. That's a big part of this. So you got to read, and I fucked up there big time. I wonder how vegans feel about cicada farms for food. They'd probably be against it because, I mean, it's still a living thing. It's way against their motto, right? No living things. I mean, because even they consider honey a not vegan because it's an animal byproduct. So it'll be called a failure in a couple of years. They probably don't know cicadas bury themselves and only come out to breed every 7 years. Yeah, that's interesting. But I wonder, could they have found a way around it though? That's the thing. We live in the shadow realm where the parody is reality. Yeah, it does feel like that sometimes. You know what it feels like? Sometimes it feels like we're on an episode of Sliders, like we slipped into an alternate dimension where red lights mean green lights and green lights mean red lights. Like that's what it feels like. Like everything's so close to our world, but it's just off enough to be like, wait a minute, what? And if any of you guys know what I'm talking about, Sliders is one of the best sci-fi shows of this or any generation. Sorry, you can't convince me otherwise. That show is all time. Jerry O'Connell, baby. Jerry O'Connell. Oh, man. SG1 was great too. Yeah, I agree. Definitely a really good show. Never got into the show, but I remember it. Oh my God, it's so good. Blame CERN. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? So I can't stand the internet sometimes. I can't stand the internet. Why do you do this to me? Internet. Where's CERN is messing up the timelines again. Yeah. So here's an interesting little tidbit here from idiots on the internet, because we're big supporters of Eric July and what he's been doing with the Ripaverse. I think what he's doing is really inspiring, and I think his detractors are just numbskulls, to say the least, crackheads, as he would probably call them. But it's weird to see. It's weird to see the DEI people so against his success. Again, he doesn't fall into the mainstream. This is how he should think, so he has to be demonized at every turn. They want to try and delegitimize his work and his comic, and they just continue to fail. Like they're just stupid. But I thought this was an interesting video, and I wanted to obviously, of course, give the man some credit.
This company is going to make me so much money.
I mean, yeah, and that's the title of the video, by the way. This company is going to make me so much money. So at least he admits it. He admits that he is grifting on the backs of Marvel. He can't sell his book on its own merits.
Bullshit.
The resentment that he
can't sell the book on his own merits. He absolutely is selling the book on his own merits. $3.5 million says he is. Like, you don't just something like this doesn't just pop up. Like the reason that Eric July is doing what he's doing right now is because he has put in the work prior to him announcing this book. Like, make no mistake about it. He is winning because he spent years building a brand that was legitimate, not for any other reason. Marvel shot themselves in the foot by putting out bad stories, and their artwork just tanking over the last couple of years. Like, Marvel, what? Yeah, that's what I thought.
He is building, and him and others, chuds, have built towards Marvel and DC mainstream comics, and also representation within those comics. It's all an admission that his comic is not interesting or inspired enough to just grab people's attention as a comic book.
I can't even tell you how wrong this guy is, because like if Eric came out with a trailer for Isom and just left it at that and walked away from the microphone and didn't give us any other details, I would almost guarantee you he would have the same amount of supporters. Eric has opened his mouth, from what I've seen, in response to a lot of the hatred that he has gotten, to let people know, like, I don't really care what you think about this, but here's my response. Like, he even said it on his discussion with someone. I don't care what you think about this. Like, I'm going to make it anyway. If he had just put out the trailer for ISOM #1 and put up a list of stuff to buy, people would still be buying this comic. There's no doubt in my mind. I would have still purchased his comic because I have been dying for something new, something that doesn't have Image, DC, or Marvel on the cover of it. I don't care. I did buy something recently that was like dog shit. I'll even show you. Is this it? No. I did buy. Shit, where is it? Well, I don't have it right now. It's somewhere. Oh, this one. From Upshot. Not All Robots. I was really excited to read this, and then I read it, and it was complete and utter garbage. It sucked. The artwork was cool. The writing was just bad. More woke garbage. It's funny because Eric has already made more than the industry combined. Yeah. I don't read comics, but I have been debating about getting the comic not only to support Ripa, but also because this sounds like a genuinely good comic. Well, there's also a plan in place. Like, you're talking about book one. Book one, which is probably like, it would be, if it's a normal trade, is what? I have one right here. I have this one here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. It's like 90 pages, 100 pages, just over 100 pages. Like, you're getting essentially 4 to 5 issues in one. You're going to see good storytelling. And I'm sure if ISOM takes off in its first run, I'm sure you'll start to see more single issues as he builds out his company. Like, you're at the very, very beginning of something really big. To be on the ground floor of a brand new comic book company, like, this is huge. To be a part of it is great. There's great storytelling to be had. And his code of ethics, and this is where time will tell. And like, there's nothing wrong with being skeptical and making sure like that you hold companies accountable. If Eric breaks his code of ethics, then everyone will have something to gripe about. But as long as I followed him, he seemed to really hold to his own code, and he's been like a legitimate commentator and an all-around like good guy. Like, he's not someone who is trying to grift or to pull the wool over people's eyes. Like, he gives his opinions, he gives reasons why his opinion should be taken seriously, and that's it. And he spent years building a brand that's legit and that people trust. He has built a trustworthy brand. That's what any good business person does, and especially in this space, the guy is a complete genius. In my opinion, he's a genius. The comic industry isn't out to make money anymore. They must promote the message. Yeah, it sure seems that way. I'm sure the insiders and the people in the industry would disagree. They'd probably say, "Hey, no, we're here to do." But I think some of them are trying to like write good stories, but I think there's enough. Pardon me. There's a lot of people who are trying to do that. But I think there's creative writing happening, and then I think it's going to the editors, and they're going, actually, you need to change this dialogue. It's not inclusive enough. Oh, this language is a little too ableist. I think you need to change that wording out. Oh, we can't word that like that because they have they them pronouns. Like, that's the kind of stuff that's happening in the writer's room and like the editing room. I think there's good storytellers out there that are being stifled because they do need to push some level of the message. It doesn't seem like Eric to break that kind of code. He's been talking about doing this for a good while. No, exactly. That's exactly what I mean, Favictus. I think this is really important to him. This is like, he's been building towards this for years. It's his life's work. He's risked a lot because this whole thing could have easily gone the other way. This whole thing, if he had done it too early or too late, he could have missed the boat and he could have invested a bunch of money that he doesn't get back. That's obviously not the case. That he has way more money to continue to do what he does. Hire more people, hire more writers, more PR people, whatever it is to push all this out. He'll be fine. He'll do great. When I was first getting into this community, Arxel told me research Riververse, and I'm so glad I did. Yeah, it's something that, he's a really good example of someone you should follow, like how he's built his brand. You don't have to like do everything that he does, but pay attention to how he did it, and you could do a very similar thing. Didn't he invest 200K? As far as I know, that's what he invested in. But he could have just as easily lost that 200K. There's plenty of campaigns out there that fail. They put a bunch of money up and no one goes after it. But if Eric didn't have a legitimate business model or a legitimate brand, there wouldn't be $3.5 million behind it. It wouldn't even be close to that. It would be around his initial investment. Again, illegitimate things lose money. They lose money or they just barely cover their expenses. Eric's made, I'm not a math major, so I can't think of what he's remade on his investment, but it's a very high percentage that he remade. He could do this multiple times over now. But the thing is so now that the comic will be shipping soon, like I think some people have actually gotten their first issues. Like now it's up to the people. As the people get the issue and they start reading it, now it's up to them. The second and third books will be better indicators at how well Eric has done with his brand. That's just how it goes. Everyone, like almost every place, has a great first showing. It's called the honeymoon period, right? You have a great first period. And in restaurants, it usually lasts about 6 months. You can't really look at the first 6 months of sales because there's a lot of hype around it. There's a lot of marketing around it. Now, he hasn't done any marketing. It's all word of mouth, right? He hasn't put any marketing dollars in except making his own trailer and that. But he hasn't put out a marketing campaign from what he said. But the second and third issues will really show you how well this comic will start to do. And that's fair. He knows that. There's no way that he doesn't know that. This is a great, great start. It's a great indicator of his brand. Sorry, I'm not trying to like SSD or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm proud to see like this going on, and like I can't believe how well it's done. It's awesome. Excuse me. Big gamble worked out for him. We need like this in other parts of media, like games. I can't get excited for any new games that come out. Yeah, it's true, man. And you start to see there are some indie games that just shine. There are some indie games out there that shine big time. But yeah, it's it just, and this is honestly why, kind of building off of what Vivictus said, one of the reasons why I spend my time watching these new like Marvel shows and stuff is because I'm so desperate for something new and good that I want to be able to witness it firsthand. Like, why do I gamble on She-Hulk? Well, maybe it turns around. I haven't watched House of Dragons yet. Everyone's saying it's really good. What should I put more time in House of Dragons? Sure. But I'll be hopeful for like a season. I don't know. I don't know how long they could drag it out. Maybe 1 or 2 seasons for a single book. But beyond that, like, are they going to stretch it? probably, because that's what they do. They ruin shows by running it too long. I don't know. But I want to be a part of history. You know, I want to be a part of like, oh, I finally get to witness something that was really, really good. She-Hulk is just Shrek 5. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. And like the CGI alone is enough to make me like, I mean, Mark Ruffalo looks good as the Hulk still. I don't love Professor Hulk, but we still should have had World Breaker Hulk first. But now they're going to try and cover their tracks and be like, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. Whatever. Or Soy Hulk. Yeah, Soy Hulk. It's true, man. It's true. Soy Hulk. Nah, man, it's there's a lot of good stuff out there. Follow the people you love, man. Like support the people you care about, because there's a lot of good stuff out there that's indie. You just need to invest in it, you know? If you believe in someone's product, do it. Like, you know. Oh, I gotta see if I can find this thing. I was looking at it on TikTok. Maybe I can share that. Yeah, man, if you see someone's product out there, support it. You know, if you believe in them, you know, I don't know. It's as a content creator, like the best thing you can do is like sharing someone's content. At the very least, like anytime someone shares a tweet, anytime someone shares or likes a video or shares the video, that is a big endorsement of my product. Like, and it's free. Like everyone can do that. The more that people do that, the more it gets shared around. The more the algorithm picks it up and is like, here, you should see this because a bunch of other people like it. There's no reason to. I mean, if you want to really support someone, you know, obviously, you know, you throw them a bone. But sorry, I'm trying to look for my profile here. I was looking at a bunch of TikToks today that were fucking hilarious. Where's this guy? Oh, maybe I don't have it. I was going to share it with you and have a good laugh, but maybe it's not here. You know what's insane though? What's insane is that don't worry about TikTok. An article called him He Hulk. Shit. I totally lost my train of thought. Fuck me, right? I don't know. I thought I had something, but I didn't. Brain dead. Brain shut off for the day. But hey, y'all, that's gonna do it for this episode of the late night roast. I appreciate you joining me. This is like perfect hour-long show, kind of puts everything together into a bow, into a nice little video bow basket. Brain farts happen all the time. I need to use that every time I have a brain fart because it's just very, very obvious to me when it happens. But yeah, I appreciate everyone showing up tonight on the Twitch side, also on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Please, again, consider if you're enjoying the content I put out, please consider liking this video, share it with your friends, leave a comment if you're enjoying the VOD. I really, really do appreciate all the support. It means the world to me. We're trying to do good work here when we can. Oh, we do have a question. Question answer time. I do have a question, Shagsworth. How long have you had the beard? So this is an interesting question because I did not have a beard like this until I started streaming on Twitch. So that would have been in 2014 is when I had first like really grown the beard out, because my beard was much shorter than this, and people on Twitch started calling me the beard, and that was like the first moniker I went under when I was Twitch streaming. So, and to some extent, like this is like a persona that I sort of just made a part of myself after a while, because I was like, oh, beard's cool, I'll keep it. So it's been about 8 years since I've had the beard like this. I've before it was always like a couple days over a 5 o'clock shadow. Basically, I would just sort of maintain that. I'm sure there's pictures floating around of me without a beard. I'm not too proud of them, but I do look a lot younger without a beard. So I like putting stuff on the internet. Yeah. Oh, is there any other? Anyone else have any questions? I love questions. We should do a question and answer period. We do question and answer period on the late night roast, and we'll do memes tomorrow. Tomorrow night we got Caffeinated Wolf, and we have Sergeant Herbs on the midweek hump. So I hope you guys can join, because that'll be a good time. Space Zombie says favorite cut of beef. A good marbled ribeye is awesome. I think prime rib is overrated, and I'll always go for a really good fillet. But ribeye is probably my favorite. Yes, I do. Maybe not so much anymore. I got the dark circles going and all that. But yeah, that's you want to see maybe someday I'll put that picture. It's probably not that hard to find. I'm sure I could. There's actually a fairly recent picture of me without a beard that I could probably post up in Discord. Speaking of which, if you guys want to be a part of Discord, be sure to join the Discord. It is available to those who would like to be here. Is that over on Twitch? Why isn't it? Oh, okay, there it is. Be a part of the discussion, be a part of the memes, be a part of what we do. I like to have a lot of fun. I'm trying to build a community of people that likes to talk about culture, who likes to talk about entertainment and have fun playing games. So if that sounds like something fun to you, please feel free to join. We play games almost every night. Big into Destiny. But that's what I got. I do want to thank my 2 Ko-Fi supporters right now, Emperor Doomsday and Aurora. Thank you so much for your support on Ko-Fi. If you guys are interested in supporting on Ko-Fi, you can find the link there and join. There's also the link down in the description below. If you're on YouTube, you can find it there. Become a supporter. Be a part of the community discussions on the 1st and 3rd Friday of every month. The first Friday, which is coming up this Friday, will be a sit-down talk where we talk about all these topics together. And the 3rd Friday of the month will be community games with community members. So, like I said, consider supporting on those platforms. Keep us independent from YouTube and Twitch. But otherwise, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share. If you like the comment, that's all you need to do to support me. I really appreciate it. Anything extra is awesome, and I love you guys. But that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to be playing some games and just chilling the rest of the night. If you feel like hanging out in Discord, that's where I'll be. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you guys next time. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m., the midweek hump with myself, Horror Emirata, Sheepsidian, and No Green Rocks. And our guest this week, Caffeinated Wolf and Sergeant Herbs. I'll see you guys there. Love you.
I like to put stuff online.